Hey guys, today we have Tanmay and he is having total 2 years of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices. And guys, those who want to give same free mock interview, please fill out the form below in the description. So now let's get started. Hey, hello Tanmay, how are you?
Hi, sir. I'm good.
Yes, shall we start?
Sure, sir.
Okay, so can you please introduce yourself and your recent project in brief?
Sure, sir. So, sir, I am born and brought up in Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. I completed my 10 plus 2 in St. John's School. Then I later moved for my BTech in computer science from Allahabad University. And in 2023, I did my internship from IIT BHU. And
Mm-hmm.
2024, I started my corporate career in Simplify 3x as a Java developer. And right now, my current project is HRMS tool. Like we have a Gritty HR, Workday. So I have
Mm-hmm.
worked on a couple of modules called employee onboarding, leave management, separation.
Okay, okay,
These are the
okay.
few
So
modules which
what's
I
the
have worked on.
best thing you have done in your project? What's your best contribution?
I think I have implemented Kafka for the job scheduling. As
Okay.
for example, if when an employee is onboarded, his
Mm-hmm.
leave balance should be credited, his email notification should be triggered, and the payroll
Mm-hmm.
should be start. So these are the things which I think
Okay,
I have implemented, and it was working
got it,
quite
got
nice.
it.
So I get some confidence.
So, do you know the role of classes and objects in our Spring Boot projects?
Sure, sir. Yeah. So as we know, the Spring Boot provides us a dependency injection, which is one of the key tool. Using
Mm-hmm.
reflection, it tries to achieve that. So whenever we don't have to manually create the objects and inject it, our Spring Boot does that using component scan, and auto configuration is there. So it injects the object, and we have to just mark a class,
Mm-hmm.
component scan over it. So this is the relation I think you're trying to ask for a class
Yes,
and
yes,
object.
yes. Correct, correct. What are the types of injections we have? Do you know?
We have setter injection, we have
Okay,
a constructor injection, and we have field injection. Though
okay.
the constructor injection is preferred, it means it is the best way. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in some means in Spring Boot we try to do a field injection. That is the
Okay,
normally
so
how
why,
we do.
why, why may I know the reason?
So it feels convenient.
Convenient to the
So
developer.
yeah, so
Okay,
we try
okay.
to do that.
So, have you suggested your team lead or anyone to migrate this one?
No, I think I did ask my team lead. So it means he told me that whenever there is a better means if it is acting whenever construction injection adds
Mm-hmm.
something to our project means it loses the means how should I say when a tight coupling it decrease that, so that we prefer,
Mm-hmm.
otherwise we can go with the field injection what he
And
mentioned.
complexity is also high in the constructor injection,
Oh,
right? Okay, but otherwise, yeah, constructor injection should be preferred because it's better in
yes.
any for any cases. Okay, okay. So can we create a non-web application in Spring Boot?
Non-web application.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, okay. I I don't think so, because
Okay.
whatever I know is Tomcat is a web application server. It
Mm-hmm.
provides a jar and var. So that is for the web browser application. JBoss is
Okay.
something which provides ER, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
might be wrong
Yeah.
here.
Actually, we can configure. I mean, we can do this to configure a Spring Boot application as a console application.
Oh,
Right?
okay,
We have to
okay,
implement a
got it.
command line runner with necessary
Come on.
logic in the run method, and then build and run the application without a web environment by setting Spring main web application type is equal to none in properties or YAML.
Got
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Hey guys, I want to share something important with you. Actually, Tanmay prepared from our interview preparation kit and cracked multiple interviews. We have also referred him to the multiple companies. So guys, let me tell you, this interview preparation kit has four main parts. First is complete interview preparation material. It is a step-by-step material made by me, expert in MNC's interviews. 99% of the questions asked in interviews are covered in it. Second is two real enterprise client projects. Code and video recorded sessions are there, and you can add this in your resume. Third is lifetime chat support. Here you can ask your doubts anytime, any day. Fourth is referral support. Here we help you to get referred to the top MNCs. So basically, the material is organized as per your experience level and covers Java, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data JPM, microservices, Kafka, Maven, Git coding questions, Stream API coding questions, and many more. You can buy just the complete interpretation material or the full kit full interview preparation kit with project supports and reference. I have added the links in the description below. So now moving to interview. And guys, before moving to interview, since Tanmay is here, so we can ask for a feedback. So Tanmay, can you please go ahead?
Yes, sir. Since I bought that kit and
Uh,
I have seen that I have given approx 8 to 9 interviews, and I have
Mm-hmm.
seen 80% of the questions what you have given that
Mm-hmm.
exactly matches. So
Okay.
it is very beneficial, and I would suggest everyone to buy it.
Okay. Thank you, Tanmay. Now moving to our interview. So Tanmay, I just want to know the advantages of a Spring Boot, and we all know the advantages of a Spring Boot, but at the same time, I just want to know the disadvantages of a Spring Boot as well.
Yeah. So I'll start with the advantages first. First
Mm-hmm.
of all, the heart of the Spring Boot is dependency injections, the
Mm-hmm.
auto configurations of that, the community support.
Mm-hmm.
The community support I can mention is that the starter files which we have in the pom.xml, we don't have to do anything, just we get it. Um, and these are the advantages. The
Mm-hmm.
disadvantage, which I can say, it's a bit complex, I would say, for for the new beginners. Otherwise, what
Yeah, auto
else?
configuration sometimes is a complex part of becomes a complex part of
Correct,
a Spring Boot application, right?
correct,
So like auto configuration and all, which can sometimes lead to difficulty debugging, right?
correct.
Leading to difficulty debugging, and it can
Mm.
also introduce unwanted dependencies if not carefully managed, right? Okay. So, Tanmay, tell me five Spring Boot annotations that we should use in our day-to-day task, and tell me five important annotations that we don't use regularly, but those are important in terms of Spring Boot web application.
Okay. The one will be the Spring Boot configuration. That is the something which
Mm-hmm.
the main application of that is we generally use. Component scan we use. The stereotype is at the rate service,
Mm-hmm.
repository,
Mm-hmm.
controller, rest body, rest controller. These are the things which we generally use. At the rate value we use for injecting the .env application properties values. Uh, yeah, coming back to the second point, which we should use but we don't use, is the configuration properties. People misunderstand that adding multiple values, it's not a pretty good thing, but we can use application properties alternatively, which gives us the nested addition of the application properties values.
Mm-hmm.
That is something which we should use. Circuit breaker, the person who is working on the circuit breaker will definitely use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in testing, while testing the methods in unit testing, we don't
Mm-hmm.
use before each and after each, before all, after all. These are something which
Okay.
is a modern Spring Boot beat brought us. So that is very helpful in our
Okay.
project.
Okay. Have you used async annotation?
Yeah, I think annotation I have not used, to be very honest.
Okay.
We
But do
have
you know?
yeah, I know that this provides a asynchronous method initialization for the
Okay.
process.
So what's the difference between asynchronous communication and synchronous communication?
Synchronous is something which is when I'll give an example with the
Mm-hmm.
microservice. For example, when we want to fetch a users orders, so we will first it will be a synchronous, since
Mm-hmm.
the child depends on the parent, so it will be a
Mm-hmm.
synchronous communication. For example, and the asynchronous becomes when we have to send a email for the new product we have added in our application. So it
Mm-hmm.
will be an asynchronous because there will be multiple users, and it won't it is not dependent, so we
Okay.
can use asynchronous.
Okay. Got it. So let's say in a microservice architecture, uh, order is placed by user, right? Okay, then payment is deducted. I mean, first user place an order, then payment is deducted, and then there were several steps. And in the last step, there is some notification system. So
Mhm.
everything got success except that notification. So what would you do in this situation?
It depends on the architecture, to be very honest. For in my scenario, since the email notification is not a very mandatory thing in the
Mm-hmm.
process, so it can be if 5 minutes delays also happen in that process, it won't affect
Mm-hmm.
any application and it won't affect anyone user's life. So I
Mm-hmm.
can add a circuit breaker into that. If that fails, we can have a retry or
Okay.
default value to go back, and
Mm-hmm.
we cannot want to roll back whole the service.
Mm-hmm.
To be very honest, I don't prefer that, since
Okay.
email notification is
Now,
not a very
got it, got it.
mm,
Yeah, we should not do, I mean, revert back whole transactions due to this notification system. That is correct. But what if user place an order, payment is deducted, but inventory service is failing now?
mm. Okay. Here we can roll back because we have a SaaS implementation there nowadays, so it will revert back whole application whole process, and
Okay.
it will give a retry, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Because what will happen is if we will not be able to detect the inventory, then at the same time,
Mhm.
maybe someone else is trying to order that thing. So we should do this in a one transaction, right?
One
We can use
transaction.
the Saga pattern as well. Okay. Yep, that is correct. Moving ahead. Are you using, I mean, which Git collaboration tool you are using right now?
GitLab.
GitLab. Okay. So just tell me some important Git commands first, then
Yes.
the important but we don't use in our day-to-day task.
Sure, sir. So we start our day with Git pull.
Mm-hmm.
We generally use it. Git commit we use.
Mm-hmm.
Git checkout we use. And here I would like all the developers to make note of it. We generally switch while we are switching in the branches. We generally use
Mm-hmm.
Git checkout in place of git switch. Now in the modern git we have got a git switch also. It is pretty
Mm-hmm.
safe because if by mistake if we add -b checkout, it will create a new branch. But git
Mm-hmm.
switch is very safe. And second, coming back to the second point, is that what is something which we don't use is, I think, git stash we use, git stash apply we use,
Okay.
and what else do we use? I think these are the something which we generally
Okay.
use.
Okay, I'm just giving you one scenario. Let's say you have created one feature branch from master or main, anyone, right?
Okay.
Now you made something like 30 commits, right, in your feature branch, right?
Sure.
And like in day one, you have done two, three commits, day two, and so on, right? Like in a week, you have made 30 commits, right? Now your team lead is saying, "Hey Tanmay, we don't need to." Uh, Push all these commits into our master branch. Just we need only few commits. Okay.
Okay.
Now you just want to merge your feature branch. I mean your those few selected commits into the master branch. So how would you do that?
I think Swash commits will be useful here or no?
No, no. Swash
Swash
commits will. I
will
mean it will make all each
whole
and every
commits,
commit
no?
into the one.
That is what. So here we cannot do that. I can do something if my code is not means my team lead said that I don't want your these codes. I want
Hmm.
so I can use hard reset. So
Okay.
it will delete those till that commit. I think so.
It will delete
If I
every commit.
But from the git commits, I will see the ID of that the previous commit which I want to
Hmm.
delete. So it will either if we do a soft a soft revert, it will only delete from my local. It will only uncomment those changes and it will be in my local.
Hmm.
But if I do hard reset, then it would delete those commit from my local also. I think I'm not sure this is the correct answer which
Okay.
you want from me, but I think
Yeah, I
I'm
don't think
pretty
so.
close.
This is a correct answer, but you can try it, whatever you are telling. But there is one approach. I think I don't know whether you have heard or not. There is a command git cherry pick.
Yeah,
Okay,
it will
so
pick the
we could
important
pick those commits, any four,
ones.
five commits, and just merge into the master. We could do the git
Sure.
cherry pick here. Okay, so Tanmay, let's
Yes, sir.
say there are two get APIs. Okay, in your REST
Mhm.
controller, there are two GET APIs. One is returning data in a plain string. The
Okay.
response is just a string. And one is returning with a response entity. Okay.
Okay.
So what's the differences between their responses? Both are
So I
returning
think
the same response. I mean,
got
same
it.
object or string.
Got it.
Yep.
So I think the string one, the one which is returning a plain string, will try to go to the utils and try to fetch the name of the either a static pages, like either it can be a timeleaf, JSP, or HTML,
Mhm.
that will return that page into a response. But the one which has a response body will try to means it will return a JSON response into a with a status code, and this is a thing what
Okay.
will be the
Let's
response.
say, let's say both APIs are fetching the order details. We have a DTO
Okay.
order detail. Okay.
Okay.
In one API, we are just returning directly order detail. And in
Mm-hmm.
other another, we are just returning the order detail with the response entity.
So I think that will that the one which is returning a string will return the data in it, like an HTML form.
Okay. Okay.
HTML
So
data
just
with
tell me,
all the
why do we use,
details.
response entity?
Response entity to I think to save means it will have a proper date whatever entities and
Hmm.
whatever keys we want to send, that will only be sent with the response code with the proper
Okay.
uh, uh, industry standards. But with the
Okay.
string
Let's
which
say
is not.
we want to return the headers, the status codes. We cannot return
Okay.
without response entity, right?
Ah, yes, sir.
So, like, don't you think in that API we are just returning the plain data without any headers, without any status
Hmm.
code?
Yes,
But in another API, we are returning the status
we are
codes
returning
as
with
well,
correct,
right?
correct.
So that would be the major difference that I just
Yes,
wanted to know. Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay. So have you used Spring Boot actuators?
Actuators we have used. Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. Please go ahead.
And there are we have used actuators. We have to just we don't have to do anything much. It's just we have
Mm-hmm.
to add into the pom.xml the
Mm-hmm.
starter actuator from Spring. Then then we have to just enable that into application properties file, and that
Mm-hmm.
will enable all the endpoints like health, matrix, threads, beans. These are something which auto enables these endpoints, and we can create our custom endpoints as well using at the rate endpoint annotations. And you have to give the name, for example, Tanmay. Then whenever you will go to my localhost 3000 and slash Tanmay, it will give you the response whatever we want.
Okay. So Tanmay,
Ankit ka call.
how are you visualizing your logs?
Yeah. We generally do it in the console or console log, or we can use SLF4J for the logging. We can do it in the file. These are the things
Okay.
which we generally use for our
Which,
application.
okay, I have one question. You are using either SL4J or any logging mechanism. That is fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But how you are visualizing those logs in any platform or in any dashboard? For example, uh, there are two, three APIs, right? There might have a lot of 400 being returned, right? A lot of 200s, a lot of 300s. So we could see in the graphs, like in last day, how like the total number of 200s, the total number of 400 or
Mhm.
404. So I just want
Mhm.
to visualize our logs or visualize our APIs. So how could we do that? Do you have any idea, or are you doing any stuff in your current project?
I don't think so. We have used, but I think it is something related to actuators. I think actuator slash logs. Does that give that feature for
No,
us?
no. Actuator
I
is for
don't know
health
that.
checkups. Okay.
Health check
Have
and
you
matrix.
used Splunk or GCP dashboards? No.
Not.
Okay, okay, yeah, it's fine. Then we actually we could use Splunk, we could use Grafana, we could use GCP dashboard or AWS dashboard. Whatever we are logging, right? We can convert those logging into the graphs, into the metrics through our code base, and then we can visualize all these through graphs, like what's happening, how many four zero zeros are coming, how many these are coming, right? So
Sure,
that's
sir.
how we could, and you can suggest in your project, like if I mean we can visualize our logs, so it would be better to
Sure, sir.
debugging and all stuff, right?
Sure, sir.
Okay. Okay, so moving ahead, have you worked with Spring Data JPA?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So,
like, I just want to know uh, any query that is returning 10,000 or millions of rows, right? A Spring Data JPA
yeah,
query, right? So, if
okay.
if if you want to optimize it, so how could we do that?
Okay. We first of all optimizing the query means first of all we have to use a query optimizer. Means we have to
Mm-hmm.
optimize our query at least if we don't we can use our custom query if we are not going
Mm-hmm.
with the JPA. And
Mm-hmm.
secondly, then the first thing I'll do, add indexing into it if possible. That would really help. And thirdly, what we can do caching. Caching is one thing which we can do.
Mm-hmm.
That would, I think, optimize. I think that would be enough to
Yes, yes,
optimize. Mhm.
that is correct. Okay. Um, and I mean, have you used JDBC or JPA alone in your past?
Yeah, past I've
Or
used.
okay, so like, what's the benefit of using Spring Data JPA over JDBC?
Sir, it JDBC, if it is a native, it is a Java database connectivity.
Mm-hmm.
Spring JPA, we don't have to. For example, I'll just give a small example. If we want to
Mm-hmm.
fetch users on the basis of their emails, so we don't have
Mm-hmm.
to write a specific query for that in JPA, but we would have to write a specific query. We have to write a prepared statement for that in JDBC. So that is something which is the advantage of.
Okay, that is correct. So have you worked with microservices?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So I just want to know, if client is asking you, if team lead is asking you to choose one architecture, which one would you choose? Monolithic architecture or microservice architecture?
Uh, I would first try to understand the requirement better first. If
Okay.
what is that? If
Mm-hmm.
it goes means it doesn't have to interact too many services into it. It goes by flow.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would go with monolithic architecture. But if
Mm-hmm.
it is a complex one, and we have to sometimes we have to increase we have to scale one microservice. One service can be used in the sales, for example, e-commerce website. In the sales, the payment we have to scale it up. So at
Mm-hmm.
that scenario, I think that would be better. Microservice would be a better choice.
Correct, correct. May I know the challenges that a developer faces in microservice architecture in the day-to-day life?
uh, I think the things which I have generally faced is due to too many triggers, too many access of a particular service, the particular service get overwhelmed, and
Mm-hmm.
we have a retry. Still, it gets down, and the service has to deregister in Ereka. So that is something. This is something which generally a developer would face, that,
Okay.
and it has to be scaled up.
Now,
I mean, scaled
got
up.
it, got it. Now, let's say you have two microservices, microservice A and microservice B, right?
Mm.
Microservice A wants the data of microservice B, right?
Okay.
So, how would microservice A get the data of microservice B?
So the basic thing is that we used to use REST APIs for connect
Mm-hmm.
for fetching. This was the something which we used to use before, but now we have a web client, so we can do like that. We have a two ways. First is synchronous, and another one is asynchronous. Synchronous
Mm-hmm.
goes with the REST API and that web client, and asynchronous will be the Kafka, RabbitMQ. These are the things which we can interact and fetch.
Yep, yep, that is correct. Now, let's say we have a lot of microservices, right? So, should we
Mhm.
use a different database for each microservice, or we should we use shared database across all microservices?
Uh, the best case, I think what I have understood is uh, the best scenario will be having a different database, at least a sharded database for each microservice.
Mm-hmm.
Having a centralized database will give you issues in your when are you scaling it. The If it is centralized, if any one due to any one service it get crash, the whole service, every service will have to bear with that. So I think
Yes, yes,
different
that is correct.
database.
We can use a shared database as well. It's up to us, but the best practice is to use a different databases, right? Different connections for each microservice. Otherwise, what's the point of the splitting whole project into the several parts, right? Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Moving ahead. Okay, so like I just want to know, we just hit any API through our Postman, so we just pass the tokens, right? Bearer
Yes.
tokens, right? So I just want to know the meaning of those thing, the token and the bearer.
Okay. So, if I've understood perfectly, means when you're asking when we hit any secured API, a secured page
Mm-hmm.
API, we have to pass a bearer token into that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that token consists of, if we are using JWT, that token will
Mm-hmm.
consist of the hash mechanism, the secret key, and the authorities, whatever we have provided to a particular user. So it,
Mm-hmm.
it, it solves two purpose. It will authenticate a particular user as well as it will be authorized also. Whatever roles and responsibility we have provided to that user, it will have into that. So, and we can store it in, we have two tokens, access token and refresh token. Access token will be a short-lived, refresh token will be a long-lived, and it can be stored in cookies for better usage.
Okay, got it. So, mhm. Moving ahead. Okay, so do you know about design pattern, singleton design pattern, and all? Okay,
Yes, sir.
so what are the ways to implement the singleton design pattern? Just tell me the ways.
Uh, the first will be the we have to make our constructor private. That will
Mm-hmm.
ensure that only one time the constructor has been means we cannot invoke the constructor every time.
Mm-hmm.
Once it is defined, it is defined. It cannot create one more. And what else we can do is we can create it at a particular while when we invoke a class and
Mm-hmm.
every time when it is called, we can give a copied constructor to every
Mm-hmm.
time the copied object. That would also solve the purpose. uh,
Okay,
I
got it,
think
got it.
two more ways are there. I'm just not
Yeah, yeah,
getting
it's fine,
right
it's fine. Okay, so moving ahead, can you please share your screen and open
now.
any Java editor, either online or offline? I will share a few, one or two coding questions. Okay.
Sure, sir.
Okay, so the question is, you have to show an example of how a lambda expression simplifies code. Just do any code that involves a lambda expression, or that lambda expression, I mean, makes our code shorter or improved, right?
Sure, sir. So here I'm taking a, a list of string. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I'm just initializing that. And our use case is that we have to sort this string using on basis of the length. So what I can do is I can write for means I can sort it using the basic mechanism
Mm-hmm.
of that. But here we have to use comparable if we want to sort on the basis of our way.
Mm-hmm.
Custom sorting if you have to do, we already know that we have a comparable uh, for the default one and comparator for our customer. So I will try to implement a comparator using lambda expression. So here it
Okay.
goes. Collections dot sort will do. We'll pass the uh, list and we can say x comma y. These are the two entities in the list. And what we have to do, we have to sort it on the basis of x dot length, means y dot length. If we do it, and we don't have to do anything else, we'll try to print that. We'll use the package. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's fine. It would work. So, okay, so
Yeah.
what's the difference between this functional, sorry, I mean this with the anonymous classes?
It means if we don't use this anonymous classes, then we have to extend the comparator, and then we have to override a compare to method, compare method.
Okay, can you write
Then
with anonymous class?
acha, anonymous class. Okay, the inner class. That also we can do. I'm not sure if I.
Okay, okay, it's fine. Okay, the next question is, one second. Okay, so just write any singleton design pattern code that you know.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, do you know enum based singleton design pattern approach?
Uh, I know
Mm-hmm.
enum data type, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know exactly how we can implement a singleton using that.
Okay, okay, it's fine. So just write me any piece of code where synchronized keyword is there. I just want to know how would you use synchronized keyword.
Sure, sir. So you want me to create two threads and then do it, or just means we can use synchronized keyword in a method also,
Hmm.
and in a block of code also. So if you want to
Just write
synchronize this
it.
method, okay,
Hmm.
public.
Just write it where we need synchronized keyword. I mean, just then explain me like why should we need here synchronized keyword.
Think mm, will this work? If I Will
Yeah,
this
yeah,
work?
yeah, play. So it's fine. Yeah, counter or play anything. Okay,
Yeah.
so yes, this
Means
is a.
since this is a I think in compiler it is a 2 to 3 line of task. So what
Hmm.
happens is if two threads will try to access it, it will
Hmm.
create a means it will create a problem. It will create a dirty read or something, means it won't be logged, and it can create
Hmm.
a false value to two threads. So we can use either volatile keyword, either we can use atomic integer, or we can use synchronized. That is, it will be a little bit late. It will create an overhead of lock mutual exclusion, but it is
Hmm.
the best for doing that job.
Got it. So in order to make synchronization, have you used a reentrant lock in your career?
Uh, uh, no, sir, we have not used
No, you
the.
haven't. Okay, so it's fine. Can you write a code in through Java Stream API to sum of two numbers?
Yes, sir. I'll consider this only integer, and let's say 1 comma 2 comma 3. So list of integer minus is equals to ar dot stream dot. We have to uh, we can use uh, okay, we can do the add can we use some, I don't know,
Reduce.
reduce
Hmm.
plus x.
No, no, x comma y, then arrow, then x plus b
Oh,
something.
I generally used to filter. We generally use a stream to filter or map or flatten map. We used to try to do. I
Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
oh, oh,
Okay, yes, you can try now x plus y and
hmm.
then
Dot collector. Either we can return
no,
it to to list. It will be a mutable.
no, no, it
It will be
will
a
not
immutable.
be a list. It will return a number. I think dot get will work here.
Ah,
And
okay.
here you
But I
have
have a
to,
return type. I've used an integer, list of
yes, yes, you have
integer,
to
so that
remove
only the
this.
one value. I thought it will be only one value, so
Mhm.
that could work.
Dot get, yeah, something like that. So it will work. Okay, so yes, Tanmay, it's done from my end, and yes, it was a very, very nice interview.